Hello, cryptids. Hi.
Yoo-hoo.
Yoo-hoo.
How's it going?
How go? How life? What life? What is love?
Baby, don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me.
No more.
Oh, I would never. Here, take your remote, you cringy weirdo. Anyway, hello, happy Wednesday. We are bringing you the Fata Morganas. We're gonna start the extra super really super duper long chapter.
The behemoth.
The behemoth.
Sippy sippy.
Sippy sippy. I don't know if I'm ready. What about you?
I'm not ready.
You are not ready. You are not ready for this. It's too much.
It's too much.
It's too much. Anyway, would you like to get the content warning out of the way?
Yes.
Oh.
These big ones that happen with this game.
The humongous.
This game includes graphic depictions of violence and several troubling themes centered around abuse. The final door includes torture, murder, beheading, breaking bones, human trafficking, slavery, child abuse, emotional abuse, severed limbs, psychological manipulation, imprisonment resulting in death, suicide, the murder of sex workers, misogyny, paedophilia, and child sexual abuse. I did that all in one breath. Look at me go.
Congratulations. Has nothing to do with the fact that it's slightly shorter than the other ones have been.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Despite it being the longest chapter.
Longest chapter, but like small.
Mungus?
Mungus. Yeah, I went mungus like as in humongous.
Oh, mungus.
It was like mungus.
I see. I get it.
You know, I should actually make sure we're on the right screen before I start. Okay.
If you can hear battering going on in the background, it's just Nagito deciding it's playtime.
It's playtime.
He found the pumpkin ball, so it's his playtime.
I helped him find the pumpkin ball.
Did you? I see.
I don't remember what it was under. It and the other ball were under something. One of them was under the TV, and I don't know where the other one was. I don't remember, but I helped him fish them out because he was throwing a fit. He was like, Anyway, the final door.
Dun dun dun.
Can you guys believe it? We're at the final door.
The final door.
Finally, it's door 3.
Took us fucking long enough. Oh.
I brought you some food.
Hello?
Oh my god, what?
The controller, it no work.
It no work.
It refused.
Oh my gosh.
Oof.
Why is it like this?
I don't know.
I have disabled and then re-enabled Steam input, so
Hopefully it works. Sorry guys. Oh. I am reading through the chat. I see we were talking about the plushy dreadfuls. They are fucking adorable.
am I the only one who doesn't know what these are?
Possibly. Hold.
He's gonna show me. Oh, I have seen those.
Yeah. They are fucking adorable. And they have so many things, so many different disorders that they represent, and genders they represent.
I didn't realize that they were based on disorders. I've only ever seen pictures.
Yeah, so some of them are like this one's OCD, this one's dissociation. That one is Scorpio if you happen to suffer from Scorpio. Sleep paralysis, autism.
Why giggle at Scorpio?
Because I was reading out disorders and thought hee Scorpio. Scorpio is not a disorder.
Could be.
Could be. Anxiety. I'm scrolling up and down the way. Depression.
Bye, bunny.
Yes.
These are so cute. I need them.
They're adorable.
But they're extortionate.
45 each. Yeah. There are many of them.
I see. They look like quality products, but I'm
Look,
too...
there's one for you. It's a diabetes warrior.
I need it. I need it.
You need the diabetes bunny.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back in.
And welcome back, train.
Choo choo.
Honk!
Shit control.
I brought you some food.
No.
You know what?
I see.
You can just have the mouse.
This is what happens when you leave me to be the one controller things. Nothing works. Most of them come with tote bags too. That's so cute.
Oh, that's so cute.
What the fuck? Jeebus.
You have to eat something. You barely touched your food yesterday. Come on, please. Just leave it there. Her hands aren't bound. She can eat whatever she pleases. But she's not going to last much longer.
Toot toot toot. The boy has a point. If she won't eat, we lose our supply of blood.
That's not what I meant. Leave it there. Well, we'll be back.
Who is this?
Have you forgotten? I'll give you a hint. Door one.
Is it Nelly?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look like Nelly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you really have to go?
Yeah, things are pretty hectic right now.
And when do you suppose you'll be back?
Tomorrow, same as today.
And you'll have enough time to talk then? Will you?
Yeah.
Are you hiding something from me? You're acting kind of funny.
You're my sister. I wouldn't keep anything from you.
You're not yourself though.
What's so different about me?
Well, you're not acting much like a prince.
Ah, right, of course. Don't worry, I'm still your prince, same as always. Good night, Nellie. My princess. I told you.
It just didn't look like Nelly.
How did I end up in this mess? I never wanted this. All I wanted was a quiet life. Someone get me out of here. Take this thing somewhere far away. Tell me I'm not the bad one here. Oh God, I'm begging you. Just make it all go away. Someone. Anyone, get me out of here.
You want the gender dysphoria one? That's fair.
I just want all of them. Whether they apply to me or no, I want them all. This is,
Honk. What? That makes some sense to me.
I forgot her name. Pull up your list of names.
Pauline?
Mm-hmm. Couldn't remember. I was like, what the fuck is her name?
Choo choo choo. Honestly, trust the fucking train to start this shit now.
Always does. When we're streaming or when
Unfucking
we're out trying to have a fag, you know, just anytime, it's like,
Fuck, it feels extra represented because there are two lesbian plushies.
Well, obviously there are two lesbian plushies. They go together.
They go
They're a
together,
matching
they are
set.
girlfriends.
They're a matching set. They go together. They go.
Look, the stars. They're beautiful. Though if it's so bright out, I worry someone might see us.
Everyone's long gone.
I hope so.
Are you ashamed?
A little, but I still want to be with you. Fuck it. Yeah.
Have you ever considered leaving the convent?
You can't just stop being a nun, you know. It's not that simple.
You should be able to. You should be able to just stop being a nun if you want.
It's not that simple. I've made vows, sworn my life to the service of God.
I was not aware. I didn't know much about this land's traditions.
If I were to leave the church, it would have to be in my next life. I'd like to be a normal girl, lead a normal life, get married, have kids, and before I know it, I'm an old lady. Thinking, it was an uneventful life, but it was the best I could have asked for. That's my dream.
That sounds very peaceful.
I hope we can be together in our next lives too. Have a nice quiet life together. It'll be a city on the water, looking out over a beautiful glimmering emerald sea. The blue sky spreading as far as the eye can see. The sound of the seabirds calling by the port. Honk! The two of us sitting shoulder to shoulder, just looking out over the city. Doesn't that sound wonderful?
It certainly does. I would love that. I'm trying to figure out if this is guy 2 or guy 3. What do you think, guy 2 or guy 3?
Two.
The Harvest Festival. On the day of the festival. It was guy 3.
Shit. I was wrong.
You were wrong.
I was incorrect.
3 days until her death.
Dun dun dun.
Wake up. Please wake up. Come on. Open your eyes. Maybe this is you and not Mel. It's...
Michael?
I was never here.
You were never here.
Ugh. So bright. I'm outside. The light feels like needles in my eyes. I see.
AO3 ruins a lot of words.
Mm-hmm.
Oofed.
Like, if the people on AO3 could read, they'd be very upset. The first thing I see beyond the mansion's darkness is blinding light. The sun glares mercilessly overhead. A gentle breeze blows past, and I can hear birds chirping from several different directions. Each breath I take fills my lungs with the scent of earth and grass. So much time has passed since I've been in the light. I almost feel like I'm alive again. No, not almost.
The AO3 fans will revolt when they become literate.
I think the train is an AO3 fan.
Yeah.
What's going on? What on earth? Is this the era Morgana lived?
I wish it would stop giving me question marks. Michael.
Hmm?
Oh, thank goodness you can hear me. Good morning, Master. I hope you slept well.
Giselle. Sorry, you said the word master and my brain just went to stutter. It was like, no, that is not the mood for right now. The mood for right now is serious. Not horny. Not today.
Not today.
It's like the third time today he said something that's just stuttered my brain like that, and I'm like,
I see.
I don't even remember what the other two instances were, just that they happened, and I remembered sitting there going, is that voice really you?
I swear it's me, 100%. Not that mean old phony.
Hey, she looks low res, just like you. The fucking face. Look, they faced you.
They faced me. I have been faced. Me. So don't you worry.
No, I believe it's you. I just wasn't expecting to be able to hear you here.
I did say I would always be by your side.
I'm relieved. But where are you, Giselle? I can't see you anywhere.
Well, I'm not exactly sure myself.
You don't know?
I don't know how to describe it. It's pitch dark all around me, like a black smoke churning in the darkness. It feels a lot like inside the mansion, but I don't think I'm actually in the mansion.
They never left the Shonies.
They never left the Shonies.
So you're still trapped in the void then?
I can see a shimmering light off in the distance, through the fog, and I can hear sounds coming from that direction. It's like the outside world is leaking through the light. I can see the trees rustling, hear birds singing. I can't see you though, so I assumed I was seeing through your eyes. And I thought I'd try getting your attention.
So that means you can see everything I can?
Seems so. Though I don't think I can see quite as clearly as you.
I wish you could be here to feel this too. Experience it in my place even. It's a bizarre sensation. Where, while I could see and feel the worlds through the other doors, it was strictly in the capacity of observers. We were merely watching, not actually present in the tales. But this time, it's like I've been resurrected and dropped into the world as a participant.
Oh, that's so cute! I think I would need more than a mini duffel bag for my emotional baggage.
Mm-hmm. I need this so much. You know, my birthday's in September, guys. Like, you got a couple months. Sweet. Sweet. Hi, Big. It's all so vivid. Everything the mansion lacked, it's all here, and I can feel it so clearly. I wish you could have been the one to experience this.
It's okay, Michael. I know you'll dispel this darkness I'm in, won't you?
I will. I feel like so much of this story, like there's the story that they tell, the surface level story, but I also feel like there's a lot of metaphors.
Mm-hmm.
Like this feels like her being able to see through his eyes, but not like touch the world, not see the world for what it is, not be there herself. Almost feels like a metaphor for dissociation and depression.
Yeah.
Where she can see and hear him, you know, see the things as he sees them and hear them, but she's still stuck in that darkness away from it all.
Yeah.
It feels like a perfect metaphor.
Mm-hmm. I'm more than happy just being able to hear your voice and being able to see what you see. It's like a miracle.
I too am glad to know that you're there. To have the chance to hear your voice again. Thank you so much for saving me. If you hadn't shown up, I wouldn't be here.
Oh no, I should be thanking you. I was overjoyed to learn how much you really cared about me. There are so many things I want to say right now. So many things I want you to know. So many thank yous and so many I love yous. Hey, now, is that really the best response you've got?
Like me to you saying that's what...
Surely you can do better than that.
You're embarrassing me.
I am somewhat disappointed by one thing, though. I can't get any hugs or kisses, since I'm not there in person. Oh, come on. You're not very good at this, are you?
And you're not very good at picking up on how much you're embarrassing me.
I'd expect at the very least of me, too.
Great, Michael. Great job.
He's like microwave mode activate.
It wasn't even microwave mode, because just one. It was... We should start by figuring out when and where exactly this is.
Michael's microwave is broken. You're not even trying,
His
are
microwave.
You? Yes, that's what I said, microwave.
Oh.
I said Michael's microwave is broken.
I thought you said microwave.
No, I said microwave.
Oh, okay. In my defense, I've got my ears covered.
Yes, I made the joke before you could think of it.
I'm doing the best I can. Please don't ask any more than this of me.
It's okay though. I might not be able to see you, but we're together either way. You know, Michael, I think I might be able to help too. While I can't be there in person, I can give you ideas, another point of view when you're not sure about something. With the two of us together, we'll find a way through this.
Yes, we will.
Where to begin? What do you say we get our bearings, list out exactly what we need to take care of?
That's not a bad idea. I'm a bit frazzled at the moment, to tell you the truth.
What? Why?
I had assumed we would just be observers, like with other doors, searching their memories for clues. I never expected I'd actually be thrown into the era.
True, it's not like all the other doors.
No matter how the rules may change, I'm seeing this through to the end. If our guess is correct, then we've arrived at Morgana's past. Then we need to uncover the truth behind those events. Or rather, the three men's circumstances. What they felt, what drove them. My gut tells me there's something to be found there that even Morgana doesn't know. I could be wrong, and it's possible that even if I am right, what we find won't do anything to quell her hatred. But we won't be talking her out of it, that's for sure. Words won't break through that kind of animosity. We need something bigger. Something she could have never imagined. Something that will turn her entire worldview on its head.
The white-haired girl might be a good place to start. She showed up at the mansion again and again, as though led there by some supernatural force. And she was involved with all three men in some way. I can't think of anyone else with such deep ties to both the mansion and the men. But at the same time, I have a hard time convincing myself that the Morgana we know and the white-haired girl could be the same person.
Me! They're about as different as two people can be. Which actually leads me to believe there's something there.
There must be something. Some secret we haven't found out yet that we can use. So let's find it.
It won't be easy.
If we are in the past though, I wonder, maybe we could change it. This could be a huge chance for us.
To change the past?
Yeah, we could prevent Morgana's death, or we could stop whatever led them down this path.
There's an idea. If it's actually possible, maybe we can do something. The question is this world really...
Now I'm getting kind of pumped. I've got my game face on and I'm ready to do this.
Doesn't do much good if no one can see it.
It's a figure of speech. Okay, first things first, we need to find the mansion. Morgana should be at the top of the observation tower. And the three men shouldn't be too far off either. So the question is, where are we?
Do you recognize the surroundings at all? I never really left the mansion, so I'm not familiar with the lay of the land.
Give me a little spin, would you?
I can fucking hear him sighing. He's like... As she requests, I slowly spin around in a circle, and through the dense wood I spot a cluster of what appear to be stone formations. Squinting to get a better look, I realize they're buildings. It's decently far off, but it appears to be the edge of a city.
I think that might be the village I stayed at for a while.
It's a bit big for a village.
Don't you remember what Amadei said about the village's history?
Amadei, that bastard.
Michael, you didn't think something uncharacteristically vulgar just now, did you?
Wouldn't dream of it. Yes, I remember. He said it was once much larger, and it was destroyed in a single week by the witch's curse. Except, rather than a curse, it was probably disease. If that's the same city, then it fits with what Morgana said happened.
I believe he also said something about there being a large bridge on the outskirts of the city, and that following the path from there would lead us to the mansion. So let's head down to the city.
Alright.
You don't sound very enthusiastic. Are you nervous you might have to talk to someone? Don't worry, you've got me here.
Don't treat me like I'm antisocial.
You're not?
No, that's not what's bothering me. It's... something about this whole thing feels off. It's this world we're in. Never mind. I'm probably overthinking things. But now is not the time for that. We need to get moving. Let's go. Rather than waste time fretting over details, we need to get to the mansion like she said. Everything else comes after that. With each step, I can feel the earth compressing beneath my feet and the grass flattening.
You're having problems.
As I weave my way through the trees toward the city, the sensation of having living flesh and blood body slowly returns. A white-haired man just appeared out of nowhere. And he's talking to himself. I gotta get away before he does something. Hold it right there, Mel. You don't get to call me crazy and then just run off. How did you know my name? How? Why wouldn't I? We were just in the mansion together. Huh? Mansion? What are you talking about? Right, he hasn't become the shadow in the mansion yet. I doubt I would forget seeing someone as unusual as you. Who are you? And where did you come from? Where? I'd like to know that myself.
Say something, Michael. He's not getting any less suspicious of you. You have to come up with some way to break the tension.
Improvisation isn't exactly my strong suit. You can select either choice.
I am God. Michael, even I wouldn't believe you if you told me that.
I already regret it. You're one of those pagan missionaries, aren't you? Here to spread the word of some other new god. And now he thinks I'm loony. I should get going. Hold on, you can't leave me behind until I've made a better impression. My parents raised me not to talk to scary people like you.
I'm with you on that one, Mr. and Mrs. Rhodes.
God, this is a disaster. I'm joking, I didn't actually mean I was God. Stop looking at me like I'm mad. Well, that still doesn't explain how you knew my name. Have you been stalking me? Why would anyone follow you around? It was all a coincidence. You look a lot like an acquaintance of mine. So imagine my surprise when it turns out you have the same name as him. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll go with that for now. He would probably trust a bear before me at this point.
Convenient!
Convenient, Michael! Oh. Alright, guys. We're gonna pose the question. Strange man, Michael in the woods. Or a bear. Michael or a bear?
I mean, if a man suddenly fell from the sky and started talking to me and knew my name and that, I think I would also pick the bear. Some also says bear.
See, I would pick Michael, but it's because I know that he looks really, really frail and I could probably outrun him. If it was some random guy and I had the chance of being thrown in with like a really athletic guy I couldn't outrun, then I would pick the bear.
Yeah.
But Michael is a weak little fucker. I could probably outrun him. Like, I am horribly out of shape and I feel like I could run faster.
You reunite with your long lost brothers, son.
But no, unless it's, you know, him and it's somebody I know I can outrun, always bear.
Yeah.
Unless it's Spillet, I guess.
If
If the strange man happens to be Spillet, I guess I won't pick the bear. You want the spit cup?
I don't want the spit cup.
You gotta explain what the spit cup is.
He has sunflower seeds and he just carries around a cup that he spits into.
Spits the shells into it. It's not like it's full spit, it's just shells.
Shells covered in spit.
You're covered in spit.
No, I'm not.
He's only a little bit covered in spit. I kind of spat on him earlier on accident.
Just a little bit. He was really close to my face and decided to talk and spat on my face.
So you're a little bit covered in spit. Anyway, it would seem that, like Morgana's, I'm the only one who can hear Giselle's voice. Regardless, you wouldn't have any luck converting anyone here anyway. Again, I'm not. Wait, hold on. Why do you say that? Well, everyone around here worships the Saintess. Sometimes I think she's got more followers than God the Father himself. She's practically her own religious figure. The Saintess. You've never heard of her? She's a nun down at the church. Everyone calls her the Saintess. So he's not talking about Morgana. No, actually, I have heard tales of her. I would be surprised if you hadn't. Anyway, in a few days, we're going to hold a festival at the church to celebrate the spring harvest. So while that's going on, I don't think you'll have much luck proselytizing. I'm forever doomed to be a missionary in his mind now, aren't I? When exactly is this harvest festival? I see.
Yeah, that's what I think of that.
That's when the festival is. Okay, great.
Yeah.
In 3 days. You should stick around for it.
Sorry.
It's okay. You should stick around for it. 3 days. Morgana died when the bell tolled noon. When the bell tolled noon on the day of the festival. Which means she doesn't have that much time left. This will be the first time we've held the festival, so everyone's excited to make it into a big event, something really memorable. Michael's probably thinking it will be memorable, but not for the reason you think. Mm-hmm. And the young girl dying behind the scenes of this seemingly pleasant celebration.
If her death is 3 days from now, that might give us enough time to do something about it.
Could I ask you to show me the way to the church? I would like you to join in on the festivities. Sure, yeah. Of course. The church doors are open to all, family, friends, and heathen missionaries alike. Is that what you think every time you see the missionaries walking down the pavement?
Heathens! No.
you're like, yes, this pavement is open to men, women, heathen missionaries alike. Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I appreciate what they try to do, but I feel so bad for them. Like, could you imagine having to be in the middle of society but completely cut off from absolutely everything for 2 years?
It's a lot.
I couldn't do it. Couldn't be me.
No.
I couldn't even do it for Lucifer. I'm sorry.
No.
I'd be like, no, that's too much. I need my memes.
I need my memes.
Plus, you have to save up a ton of money beforehand because each person pays their own way for those Mormon missions.
Jeez.
So you save up the money while you're a kid. You pay for your own mission, you go out and do it, and you come back. You are basically guaranteed a job when you come back, from what I've heard. Because there are lots of companies, like Vivint is one of them. I know we've talked about them before. They're a home security company. We considered getting home security from them once. We didn't. We went through somewhere else. But we considered getting Vivint. They're primarily Mormon run. So when people come back from missions, because they've got a lot of that door knocking experience, most jobs won't see that as experience. But if you go to a Mormon based job, if they've got anything that's door to door or cold calling people, they see that proselytizing you do for your 2-year mission is 2 years of experience, and you can get hired off that experience.
Your dad did it in Russia in the 90s.
That's such a coinky dink because in the 90s, my bio dad, Claire, was also in Russia. He was over there doing a construction project. Quite funny that me and son both had parents in Russia in the 90s.
In the 90s. My dad was not in Russia in the 90s.
Oh, I see. I don't think your dad's ever been like... Not even like a tenth of the way to Russia in the 90s.
No.
Not even a tenth.
No.
No.
I don't know where he's been. All I know is that he was in Greece at some point.
How do you know that?
He was in Greece in the early 2000s, because guess where I was made?
Oh, you were made with a little bit of Greek yogurt, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That would cause such a yeast infection.
Yeah.
It's not far. Follow me. Thank you. It didn't occur to me until now, but this really is a strange experience. It didn't occur to you until now.
Michael, where have you been?
This is a boy from a completely different time period who would have never had the opportunity to meet. If he's here, then presumably the other two are as well. Which means Morgana's wish for the reconstruction was actually granted. This Mel doesn't seem any different a person than the one I observed through the first door. Yet he played part in Morgana's imprisonment. I have trouble believing he would voluntarily involve himself, though.
I was scared for a minute there. That could have gone a lot worse. Plus, we managed to make contact with Mel in record time.
Actually, back to missions, speaking of missions, I've got a friend who's going to be going on one soon. They're, basically family. And I just don't understand, how are you not terrified? How? Because
I would be shitting my brains.
it would be so hard. Now, there are two types of missions, two main types of missions within the church, I think. There's, the ones that youth go on, but there's also one that I actually think is really, really cute. And it's the elderly folks missions, where it's an elderly couple that goes on the mission, but you work at a 9-to-5 job, so you have time you spend doing mission stuff, and then you get the rest of the time off. Which, I think that's really sweet. It gives you something to do when you're retired. That's cute.
Yeah.
That one there doesn't seem scary and horrifying.
No.
But shipping off at 18 years old to go spend 2 years and who knows where, because you could get sent to Los Angeles, you could get sent to I don't think they send to Russia right now, but you could get sent to an African country, or you could I think they do missions in China, so you could go to China. You have to quickly learn the language and be able to assimilate fairly well.
Yeah.
And to be able, they give you like, I think it's 4 months. Correct me if I'm wrong, son, but I think it's 4 months to learn the language. More complex languages, I think you get slightly more time, but you don't get long at all.
Wow.
And that time isn't just dedicated to learning the language. You have to learn a bunch about the scriptures, and then you have to learn the language, and then you have to learn all kinds of other stuff. Mm-hmm. Safety procedures, general policies, all that. But I know that they give everybody the same standard amount of time they have to spend in the I almost said the thing from the Mormon musical instead of what's actually called. I almost said Mission Control Center instead of the Missionary Training Center.
Oh.
But you have to spend a certain amount of time there, and it's the same for every language except for, I think, Chinese and one other language. You get an extra month or two, right, because the languages are so complex. Mm.
Well, at least he was very well prepared.
Yeah, at least he was prepared. That's good.
Could you imagine if he went through all of that, learned Russian, and then had to go and learn another language because he was wrong?
Mm-hmm. Like, that would be so tough.
Yeah. I mean, at least it would be cool to know another language, but
yeah,
that would suck if you went so long preparing for this one thing and then you get something else.
You don't get much notice. They give you, like, they tell you what language you're going to learn, and then I think after that you wait another month, and then they tell you where you're going, and then another month after that you're gone.
So you can imagine, like, they tell you to learn Spanish, and you think, oh, I'm going to Spain, and then you learn Spain Spanish, and then they send you to Mexico.
No, I think they teach you the right dialect as much as they can.
Right, okay.
But there are lots of places that speak Spanish, so even though they're like the two main dialects, you won't know where in Mexico you're going, for instance.
Yeah. Or
if you're going to Puerto Rico or something instead of Mexico, you have no idea. They don't tell you until right up when you need to know.
Spooky.
And you have to get all of your medical stuff and everything done beforehand. Like, the person I know has to go get a bunch of dental stuff done, because there's no guarantee that where you're going, there's going to be medical care.
Yeah. I've
known people who've been sent to remote African villages where there isn't even plumbing, so... Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I know that's a really random sidebar, but I don't get how people do it. I really don't understand it.
No.
Like, even, I was a part of that church at one point. Long story how, don't want to get into it. It would take all stream. But I was a part of that church at one point, and even at the height of my dedication, before I, as I'm going to refer to it, came to my senses a little bit, because I found some things out that were really, really sketchy. I don't even think at the height of my dedication I would have been willing to do that. People were trying to talk me into it, and I was like, no. At the time, I was super poor, and I'm like, I don't even know how I would begin to save up the money for it, and also that's 2 whole years I can't speak to my favorite person. Like, no. Expensive, scary, no person, no thanks. Like, I think the closest we would have been able to get to communicate is I would be able to send out an email letter to all of my friends. But I don't even think you can respond to them. Or if you respond to them, I think they're read before they're given to the person or something like that. So, it wouldn't have been great. She's interacted with him and the others before, so I guess this doesn't feel as strange to her.
Like, you don't want to hear him. You don't want him to hear you talking to yourself again. That's why you're not saying anything to me, isn't it?
Actually, I think I can talk to you without speaking. Can you hear me?
How are you doing that?
I have a lot of experience talking to ghosts.
That really drives home how bizarre things were for you in that mansion.
Were you not in similar circumstances when it was you and Morgana together?
Yeah, now that you mention it. What a bizarre time we both had in that mansion.
You're just now realizing this? So what's your impression of him?
My impression that he's the same male as always.
In a little more detail.
He's an amicable young man, nice enough to show a complete strangers around.
I agree. In Morgana's version of the story, he betrayed her. But he doesn't seem like the kind of person who would enthusiastically do something so malicious.
He had to have some reason.
And we need to figure out what it was. The question is, how do we go about it? We hardly have enough time to earn his trust and convince him to tell us himself. I'll just have to put the knowledge I already have to good use.
Oh, that reminds me.
Something that might explain it?
No, about Morgana. When you were alive, she was always right there with you, like I am now, right?
Whenever it struck her fancy, yes. She didn't seem to care where or when. She would just start talking whenever she felt like it.
Whenever?
For the most part, yes. Anytime she wanted. Giselle?
You don't have to worry about that with me. I know when to keep my mouth shut. Promise.
It's very ingrained into you, that's all I can say. I wouldn't know since I left so early, but seeing how my parents speak about the church, with one of them now processing everything since they've left and the other still very faithful, it's clear to see these folks believe it's very much worth it. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, I think if I had been raised in it, it would have been a little bit different. Though, if I was raised in it, I wonder if I would have had the same animosity towards it that I had towards the Pentecostal church, considering how that went.
Yeah.
You know, Claire and Lawrence being Claire and Lawrence, I think no matter what church they were in, I probably would have grown to hate it.
Yeah.
But, like, I want to make it very clear, I don't hate Christians in general. I don't really hate most churches. I specifically have an issue with churches that are very culty in practice, where they isolate people. But, you know, if your church ain't doing that, then whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
The other part of churches I have a huge issue with is the prosperity gospel, where they're like, give us money and we will make sure God gives you more money, and then God never gives the people more money, and then these people are starving while Joel Osteens of the world have private jets and shit based on all the money that they'd stolen or swindled off of these poor folks who were just trying to make ends meet.
Yeah.
So those are my two big issues with churches. Ones that isolate you and force you to believe what they believe, forcibly try to convert people, and ones that steal your money. I don't have any animosity towards Mormons or really the church as a whole. There are some very specific teachings I have some animosity towards. Not ones I feel like I can really talk about here without both boring people to tears and bringing up very controversial points that piss people off. But if you look up into any of the material that's against the church, you'll be able to very easily find what my issues with it are. But I don't have any issue with the people in general. Like I was saying, I've got a family who is part of the LDS church. Very, very close. We are family. And not by birth, either by choice. And they're still actively a part of it. So I know that growing up in it would probably have made things a bit different for me, but I was only a part of the church for, I want to say it was about 2 years before I started falling off.
Yeah.
Just under 2 years.
Roughly.
Because there was like 6 months before I joined, and then about a year and a half after that I was really adamant about it.
Yeah.
And then I started reading things and kind of came out of it.
Yeah.
It was definitely a really interesting experience, I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
But I don't have any issue. I feel like I speak in a way that makes it sound like maybe I've got problems or bones to pick with people. And it's not, it's the ideology I've got a problem with.
Yeah.
So I just like to clarify for anybody who is concerned.
And so.
You know, it's like anything else. I think in moderation, you know, having whatever belief system you've got is great, as long as it doesn't impact your ability to be a good person to other people.
Yeah.
But, you know, we can't all be pagan missionaries like Michael. What?
You said you feel like you're alive again, right?
My 5 senses all seem to be in working order.
Which means you'll also be getting hungry, tired, sleepy, and you'll, you know, you'll have to go to the bathroom. I'll be polite and close my eyes and plug my ears while you're doing it.
Thanks. What would possess her to bring that up? Does she even realize what she's saying?
Oh gosh, now I'm as red as a tomato.
That answers that. Moving right along. We need to discuss how we're going to go about this.
Right, that.
And I'm glad you agree with me, V. And there are much bigger fish to fry in my world than who goes where and does what. As long as you're not coming into my home and hurting my peoples, I'm good.
Yeah.
But you gotta leave my girls' gays and theys alone. Leave them alone. Be nice. And then they're no issue.
Be nice.
The Harvest Festival is our deadline, which doesn't give us very much time. We need a plan for when we arrive at the mansion.
How about we spill the secret? Tell everyone about the girl that got locked up in the tower and force them to set her free. Surely they wouldn't stand for that.
Perhaps, but would anyone believe me?
Ah.
If I walked in and said I came from the future, and I know that's what's gonna happen, would anyone buy that?
Sure, but enough convincing.
You know what I think would happen if you did that? You got the voice ready?
Burn the witch!
Yeah, exactly.
Burn the witch!
I'm from the future. They've got a girl locked up in the fucking pantry. And you're like, burn the witch!
Burn the witch!
And even if I did manage to convince them, the tower door was locked in Morgana's rendition of the tale. You need 3 keys to get inside. Mel should have one of them, but stealing his alone won't be enough to get into the tower.
True.
If Giselle is right and we can save Morgana and change the future, then that would indeed solve everything. But something about this whole situation doesn't sit right with me. I have to do more than just set her free of the tower. I have to find out the truth as well, as I initially set out to do. Regardless, I would like to try and stay on everyone's good side as much as possible for now.
Okay. I'll do whatever I can to help.
I appreciate it. I mean, as you know, conversation is not exactly my strong suit.
Which means it's my job to hit the brakes whenever you say something stupid.
It's a bit too late if I've already said it.
Anyway, step one is to get ourselves into the mansion. We can't hope to make much contact with the other 2 men, much less get near Morgana. Much less get Morgana out of there if we're not staying nearby.
He's struggling so much with the train right in his ear.
I am struggle.
I'll do what I can. We're almost there. See the... Really? Really? So rude.
So rude.
See the big building in the distance? That's the church. It is the same mansion as I suspected.
Seeing it now, knowing what horrible things happened there, it's so disheartening.
Are happening as we speak. In the tower we see in the distance, Morgana's locked up all alone.
I wish we could just march in there and set her free.
If getting into the tower were our only goal, we could probably force our way in with a little work. Is something the matter? Mel, I could probably overpower him and get his key. Hello? But the other 2, that almost certainly wouldn't work for. Can you hear me? Oh, yeah, sorry, I was lost in thought. Seems kind of strange, doesn't it? What does? I mean, it doesn't look that much like a church. At a glance, you'd probably think it's some noble's estate. Ah, so it does. I've spent so long there that it never even occurred to me. I was pretty surprised when I first saw it myself. A peculiar place, all told. There's a chapel inside the mansion, and with this gorgeous stained glass window, it's really quite the sight. Do you know why it was built like that? I'm, not actually sure myself, no. Anyway, I'll show you to the chapel. The saintess should be there too, so I can introduce you. Alright. On our way to the mansion, we passed through a courtyard of sorts. When I lived here, this area was overgrown with weeds. Apparently, they keep it in better condition in this era. Following Mel's lead, we head to the chapel entrance. Oh my. I'm at a loss for words when I see what lies on the other side of those all too familiar doors. While it was barely recognizable as a place of worship in my memory, just 2 columns of battered pews and some pile of rubble. The room I'm looking at now is unequivocally a chapel.
So this is what it used to look like.
I wonder how far back this is from when I lived.
It has to be more than a decade or 2. Maybe 100 years? Or more?
The views and beliefs about the world prevalent in our time are not so different than those of this time. Perhaps the chapel was destroyed in the aftermath of the Harvest Festival. When I was first sent to the mansion, there were signs repairs had been attempted.
The stained glass windows behind the pulpit, I'm guessing, though we can't see it from here.
And right next to it is the door to the observation tower. Ah, there she is. There's no priest here, she runs the church. You'll want to talk to her first if you're planning to participate in the Harvest Festival. I'll go fetch her for you. Whisking his way between the pews, the boy disappears into the back of the chapel, returning with a nun in tow. When I see her, my face twists for a brief moment.
Good afternoon. You came to see the festival, I hear. It's wonderful to have you. Is that who I think it is?
I'm all but certain that at this point, all the major players from behind the 3 doors are present here. Not just the 3 men whose shadows remain in the mansion, but also the women who are important parts of their lives.
I'm not touching anything, I don't know what's going on.
I think you've set it to auto.
How?
I don't know.
Here is where you are.
Yeah, I was just trying to think if I remember the way to take it off of auto, but I don't think I do. Here, go back real quick. Oh, that doesn't do it. It doesn't seem to be doing it anymore. I think maybe I fixed it. Though dressed differently, the way she speaks and the way she holds herself resembled the woman killed by her lover beyond the second door.
They're all connected. What we thought were 3 separate tales, all stretched back to a single point in time before our own. Is there something the matter?
No, I was just thinking about how unusual it is for one nun to be managing an entire church all by herself.
Ah yes, that's the usual reaction from new visitors. Even I think this assignment is a bit over my head.
Assignment?
Oh well, I was at another church before this one. A smaller building, and I wasn't the only nun. But the Lord of the Land ordered me to transfer to a new larger church he was opening. So here I am.
The Lord?
There's plenty of space on the property. More than enough to provide shelter for orphan children and aid for the sick.
It seems rather vacant from what I've seen.
Ah yes, about that. We used to take people in, but circumstances have made that difficult of late.
What kind of circumstances?
It's not something I can discuss with an outsider. Sorry.
I'm guessing it has to do with Morgana's imprisonment here.
Do you think she knows about Morgana?
I would guess not. The men swore to keep it between the 3 of them.
So she's being forced to oversee the mansion, completely oblivious of what's happening here.
Which isn't to say she's not connected to it in some way. If she's the girl from the second tale, then she should be close with.
Is something troubling you?
No, my apologies. I got lost in thought.
You don't look it, but you're actually a bit of a daydreamer, aren't you?
Daydreamer?
Mel would fit that description much better.
Mel would fit that description much better. What? Why? Do I really look like that much of an airhead?
Oh, I can see that. Someone has to watch out for him or he's likely to lose his head in the clouds.
I really don't think I'm that spacey.
I'm not trying to say you're spacey. I just feel like I've got to keep one eye on you at all times. It's a lot like what I imagine having a little brother would be like.
I am an oldest child, you know.
What's the big deal? You don't want a big sister. Well, I want you to be my little brother. I don't want to be just a capital S sister to you. That's so stiff and formal. No, I want to be your sister.
I'm a little old to be playing make-believe.
Oh, come on.
They're quite friendly with one another, it would seem. Oh, I know. Why don't you become her brother then? What?
Will you?
I will not. Besides, I'm clearly the oldest one here. Why not? I don't think it matters who's older than who. You don't really act all that old anyway. I have at least 10 years on you.
Your youngest child insecurity showing.
What? Insecurity?
You two are pretty good friends, huh?
We can discuss the veracity of that claim later. I would like to ask you a favor.
What is it? I'll gladly help with anything I can.
Could I perhaps borrow a room until the day of the Harvest Festival? I, don't have anywhere to stay. Or a source of income for that matter. I know it would be taking advantage of your generosity, but I only mean to intrude for a few days.
I would be more than happy to offer you a place to stay at any other time. But right now, I can't let you stay here. I'm so sorry.
Well, damn, so much for that.
Don't let one little no stop you. Keep pushing.
Giselle!
Put on a show. Earn more sympathy.
Giselle!
No means no.
Fucking Giselle. Spoken like a man there, Giselle.
Fuck's sake. Honestly, Giselle.
Giselle.
She's a lady of the cloth. If you make her feel bad for you, she'll offer you her aid.
Put on a show. You expect me to act? Oh, I'm having another episode. And I was so sure this church would be able to help.
That's not gonna convince anyone.
Quiet, you. He was perfectly fine on our walk here. Shut your mouth, boy.
As I said, we did once offer a place of respite for the ailing and needy, but regrettably for the time being we're unable to take anyone in. What I can do though is give you medicine. Since we can't let people stay here, with the Lord's generous assistance, we've been handing out medicine instead.
So all you do here then is give people medication?
Yes, I suppose that's what it boils down to. I'm honestly not sure why we're not allowed to offer shelter right now, but we are still able to provide assistance to those in need, so I assume it's just a temporary measure and we'll be able to take people in again before long. And with how much he's done for the church, it's not really my place to complain about his decisions. I truly am sorry. I hope you understand. I'm supposed to ask for a tithe in exchange, normally, but just this once is yours, free of charge. Give him a second, he's spitting out another sunflower seed.
I was being plagued by a fly. It landed on my nose like twice. I was like, "Ah." Can you tell me more about the medicine, please?
It's called Saint's Blood, and it'll cure any disease.
Saint's blood.
It's not real blood, of course, that's just what it's called. It just sounds divine, doesn't it?
No, that's not true.
Huh?
It is real blood.
What do you...
Sorry to butt in. Do you mind if I bring him back to my room? I don't think I mentioned it, but he's an old friend of mine. We've got a lot of catching up to do.
All right.
Hey, come on, this way.
Well, that sure got quite the reaction out of him. And now he's incredibly leery of you.
When she mentioned the blood, I couldn't stop myself. I probably should have kept my mouth shut, though. Mel didn't say a word the entire way. His smile retreated, and there was a hint of fear lurking beneath his now stony expression. I spent the trek through the mansion's corridors, pondering on how to answer the questions I know are coming. How to solve the problem I put myself in. We enter a bedroom, presumably his, and he closes the door behind us. I can see the distrust in his eyes as he glares at me. I have to ask, who exactly are you? Why did you say that back there, that the saint's blood is actual blood? In response to his pressing eye. It's time to sobe.
There's the auto button.
If we're getting all the endings, we want to tell him everything.
Okay.
I know that Mel feels immense remorse about his involvement in Morgana's prison, so I decide it's best to tell him everything. His shade in the mansion begged me to save him. If he knows what I know, maybe this Mel will seek my help as well. Perhaps I'm being rash, but it's worth a shot. Alright, I'll tell you everything. I might sound crazy, but I promise you, everything I'm about to tell you is the truth. I am not from this time.
Burn the witch!
What? I have come here from a point in time after Morgana's death. How do you know about... I know everything. Morgana told me what happened here, what will happen here. You and the two other men imprisoned her at the top of the observation tower, eventually leading to her death. At this point in time, she should be alive still, but she won't be for much longer. When the bell tolls noon on the day of the Harvest Festival, Morgana's life will come to an end. And when she dies, she will do so in the grips of an overwhelming hatred. A hatred that will transform her soul into a very true witch. The three of you become the targets of that hatred, targets of her curse. And by the power of that curse, you'll be drawn back to this place in your next lives, where great suffering and misery awaits you. Everything you're saying is going right over my head. Our next lives, her soul, a witch? Every word of it is true. Did I say anything that contradicts your experience? The three of you have Morgana imprisoned in the tower. You drain her of her blood, which you claim is a medicine called Saint's Blood, which you give out in exchange for tithe. Am I wrong about any of that? I'm here to save Morgana. To set her free of the tower and her hatred, which will consequently set your soul free as well. I know you're not proud of what you've done. Lend me your hand in freeing Morgana, and tell me your story. Tell me how you came to be involved in her imprisonment. This is not the path you wish to take, I'm certain of that. You wanted blood for your sister, yes. But you're not the kind of man who would think severing another's arm was acceptable. You had to have had some reason for it. Please give me your assistance. Tell me your tale. Saving her will save you too. I only want what's best for you. Could you give me a moment? This is all so sudden, I'm having trouble wrapping my head around it. But I do get one thing. That you know what we've been doing. Give me some time to process it. I'll have an answer for you tonight. Please. I'll make the right decision. I just need time to convince myself. I understand. Wait here until I come back, would you? It's almost sundown, so it shouldn't be long. Tonight I'll tell you what I can. Once I've made sense of everything, I'm sure I'll be able to shake hands. So just relax here for a bit. I'll be waiting. Thanks. See you tonight. Tonight.
I'm getting bad vibes. Well, he seemed to believe it.
Thankfully, I was worried he wouldn't.
I knew he wasn't happy being part of this. He desperately wanted out. And you gave him that opportunity.
Bad vibes, bad vibes.
Bad vibes!
I can only hope.
He said he'd help. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt and see what happens when he comes back.
No, that's not what he said.
No.
What did he say?
He needs time.
And he'll make the right decision. Doesn't mean he'll make the decision you want him to make.
Bad vibes!
Bad vibes! Perhaps I'm just being paranoid. But it feels like that went over too easy.
Michael's also feeling the bad vibes.
No, I made the right decision.
Pardon the witch.
Hello? Are you there? May I come in? You may. Sorry it took so long. Not at all. You did say it would be night when...
What?
Is this the man?
Never seen him before.
You.
It's them.
What is the meaning of the smell?
Where the hell did you get your information? Michael?
I came from the future. In my time, Morgana is already dead. I'm here to set her free to erase...
You spilled it, Mel, didn't you?
No, I didn't. What makes you think I told you about him? So you'd know it didn't come from me.
I can't believe he...
Mel, how could you? What happened to everything you said earlier? That you would make the right decision? That you would help?
You two friends?
For the 1000th time, I met him in the forest this afternoon. I've never seen him before then.
Then who told him?
It wasn't me. I have nothing to gain from talking.
Sure enough.
He's just messed up in the head, that has to be it. He has all these crazy delusions. Souls turning into witches, the next life. He's mad, I tell you.
I thought you believed us.
Mel! Am I wrong that you feel remorse? Am I wrong that you don't want to be involved in this? You shouldn't be adding to your list of wrongdoings. No, you should be doing what you know is right and let Morgana go.
Are you sure you're not friends?
I swear to God. If he was a friend, why would I snitch on him? You're not one to let friendship get in the way of what you truly desire. I would never.
Michael, we have to get out of here.
Ugh.
If he so much as twitches like he's gonna run, cut him in half. Michael?
Maybe you'll come to your senses if you know exactly how what you're doing will affect your next life. Morgana comes to bear such an incredible loathing for each of you that the people you care for...
Who, pray tell, lives life fearing how it'll affect them next? You were right, he's out of his mind.
Listen!
You chose the wrong man for your little sermon. Next life, souls.
God damn it! How can I get them to believe me? I've seen it all, but they don't have any of those memories. How can I convince them to believe something that hasn't even happened to them yet? How can I get them to release Morgana? How can I save her?
Michael, please, you have to run. You're in danger here.
I would love to, but the door's blocked.
So tell me, who told you about Morgana?
Morgana herself.
Who told you?
I'm telling the truth. I know what I know because she told me.
Suppose it doesn't matter where you got your information. Getting rid of you still means one less person who knows. Michael! Kill him. Don't.
Can I play with him first?
No, do it quickly. I'm tired of listening to this madman's ramblings. No, please, don't do this. But we're only here to save your souls. Because we believed you weren't truly evil. So why?
Oh, all right. I'm not happy about it, though. You're putting much more than just your next lives at risk. You'll lose the people you care about in this life, too. People are going to die on the day of the Harvest Festival. Many people are going to die. You may be able to avoid that if you set her free. And you also change your own fates as well.
I can't listen to this anymore. Kill this madman, now. Don't, please. I'm begging you, don't.
It's a damn shame. I was hoping to at least have some fun with you.
Michael!
It happened in the blink of an eye. The man stepped forward, and the moment his sword was out of its sheath, I'm toppling backward.
Michael? Michael? No, Michael, no. Why? Oh, please, no, this can't be. Michael, say something. Michael, please. Michael!
Giselle's screams fade into the distance. As the three men watch, I make a heavy thud against the cold floor.
You clean up the mess, Mel. The last thing I want is that damn nun suspecting anything. Don't you vomit, boy. Make any more of a mess and you'll be joining them.
Huh. All three of their voices are growing muted now. As my vision glows red, I realize I can see my own body from the distance. What pains me most, though, is that Giselle had to witness that too. But everything's slipping away from me so quickly. I don't have time to come up with anything to say before it all goes black. For things slipping away quickly, he sure had a long time to talk.
Mm-hmm.
It's slipping away so quickly. Can you do me a favor? Come here and scroll down just a little bit. Okay. I don't think I have the right line for where we're ending, so I wanted to see. You see where it says tread carefully to continue the story? Everything above from there to select you can delete. There we go. Thank you, now I can actually see everything. You should be able to scroll back up a little bit. Yeah, cool. Alright, do we want to take a quick break?
Yes.
Alright, folks, we will be right back. It is time for Gizmo!
Gizmo!
We have returned.
Hi.
Hi. Anyway, we inspect the memory.
Inspect. And now we pick tread carefully.
Yep. We don't have much time, but it's in our best interest to tread carefully. There's too much we don't know yet. It would not be wise to make a rash decision. With him as tense and suspicious as he is right now, it won't be easy to get his key or to persuade him to tell us how he ended up here. Furthermore, my experiences with the Three Shades tell me that if I'm not careful, I could be putting myself in unimaginable danger. I don't know, it's pretty imaginable. We did just see it.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, welcome back.
Hello, hi.
A brief flash of what might have happened had I spoke too soon crosses my mind, sending a chill down my spine. If I want to get Mel on my side, I'm going to have to need something more, something decisive. Something that'll convince him that he needs to come clean and set Morgana free. Regardless, being cautious isn't going to mean much if I can't get them to let us stay in the mansion. We need to be nearby to keep an eye on things, gather information. How should I go about that, though?
Assuming he's not voluntarily involved, maybe all we have to do is ask for his help in setting Morgana free and he'll work with us?
Perhaps. Being so direct will only invite more suspicion. But she's probably right on the right track. When I met his shadow, it was burdened with a great regret. He begged me to help him. My remark about the saint's blood was based on stories I once heard about a person whose blood was said to have healing properties. Stories. Maybe they haven't made it out this far. I don't know, but they tell of a girl born in a distant village, a saint and the daughter of God. I thought perhaps the nun might be the saint spoken of in the stories, and I was hoping for the opportunity to see a miracle performed with my own eyes. I have to say, you looked more angry than excited. I didn't hide it very well, I guess. Maybe it appeared that way to you, but I've never had a very friendly face. If you say so. As long as you're telling the truth. I myself have to wonder. Why did my remarks seem to bother you so much? What? Is there something more to the saint's blood than you're telling me? No. Something that would make you want to get me alone and interrogate me? There's nothing. I just, I didn't want to scare anyone with all the talk of blood since there's not actually any in it. And I didn't know about the stories, so... It's just medicine, I swear. As you say. It's got nothing to do with the saint in your stories. To change the subject, could I ask you to convince the nun to allow me to stay here? Huh? Weren't you listening? We can't take anyone in right now. Which is why I'm asking for your recommendation. You live on the premises, don't you? I'm more of a supervisor of sorts. Then you should have some say in the matter. Why? Until the Harvest Festival is all I'm asking. Why not get a room at the inn? If you need money, I'll spare you some coin. I must stay in this mansion. But why? Those are my instructions. But... You know the stained glass window in the chapel behind the pulpit? I was named after the Archangel Michael depicted there. The angel came to me in a vision, instructing me to watch over the festival here. From where you were standing, you couldn't have possibly seen the window in that much detail. You couldn't. Oh, I get it. You've been to the church before, and you're just acting like you haven't. There's a metal door off to the side leading to an observation tower. Yeah? You can see the tower from outside. Inside is a long spiral staircase, not made of stone, but wood. There's a single door at the top of the stairs. How? What are you really here for? All that vision stuff is a lie. I'm not here to cause you any trouble. In fact, I'm on your side. You show up out of nowhere and expect me to believe your nonsense. All I ask is for you to allow me to stay until the day of the festival. If you can do that for me, then I'll make you the promise I could not before. I have not forgotten your pleas for salvation. I know you want to be free. Let me guess, you saw that in a vision too. If you want to call it that, then you can. I've never once asked you to save me. You're mad. But fine. I've got nothing to hide anyway. If I say you're a friend, the Saintess should be willing to accommodate you. Wait, I've already told her you were my friend, didn't I? I'll try and persuade her. I don't know what your deal is, but try not to cause any trouble, okay? For your own sake. I won't. Only until the festival. You're not getting another day out of me or her. And this isn't your home, so don't act like it is. Of course. Thank you. You know, I never did get your name. It's Michael. Ah, right. After the Archangel Michael. Just like you said. I never really cared much for Michael, to be honest. He weighs your soul in one hand on his perfectly balanced scales and then delivers its punishment with a sword in his other. He's not an angel of salvation. Out of curiosity, could you perhaps be... No, never mind. It's turned into a bit of a storage area, but there's an open room you can use. I'll show you the way. I appreciate your courtesy. Well, this is just lovely. There are cracks in the ceiling and the walls peeling off. There is a bed at least, but it's coated in dust. This was a storeroom from when I lived here, as I recall. Sorry about the condition. I didn't choose a bad room for you on purpose, I promise. If you want to sleep somewhere more comfortable, you're not going to find that here. Not a problem, I'm grateful to have a room at all. If you say so. Well, I have work to do, so I should be on my way. I'll talk to the Saintess as promised. I imagine she'll make supper for you at some point. But do keep your crazy talk to yourself around her. I'll make note of it, thank you. See you.
He made it work. Somehow.
Somehow.
It's a lot of pressure being under that much suspicion, huh? My heart was pounding the whole time. And that the Archangel Michael came to me in a vision stuff. I never expected you to go there. Why'd you tell them that anyway?
Because I didn't think telling him I know the future and I need your help to change it would have gone over very well. No, it didn't go over very well, did it?
No, it went over horrendously.
Besides, those who yearn for redemption have a tendency to latch on to the spiritual. I thought taking advantage of that would work for our benefit.
You know, I bet you make a pretty good con artist, Michael.
But I did what I thought was necessary.
I know. Besides, you have every intention of keeping your promise, don't you?
Whether or not Mel can be saved is up to him. I will lend him my hand, though.
Oh, yeah. You say it's all on him, but deep down, you know you're on his side. We're complete strangers to this, Mel. But I can't bring myself to think of him that way. We just met today, but it feels like reuniting with an old friend. He's the same old Mel.
And you were actually there, a part of his life, which I imagine makes the sentiment all the stronger.
You don't feel the same way?
I don't think of him as a total stranger, no. However... Nothing. I was about to say something cynical, but I caught myself.
What?
It's nothing, don't worry about it.
If you say so.
I was always the one with nothing to offer, powerless to be of anyone's help. So if anything's motivating me, it's not my concern for the boy, but a desire to prove that someone like me can do something.
It didn't take much arm twisting to get him to give us a room, so who knows? Maybe he'll come over to our side easier than either of us expected.
Him giving us a room was not simply out of kindness. Keeping me nearby allows him to keep an eye on me. He doesn't trust me, but he also doesn't know enough about me to decide what to do yet. He needs time, and doing this gives him that time. If he decides keeping me around is not to his advantage, he'll act accordingly.
Do you really think he'll do anything to hurt you? Mel's a kind boy, and, well, to be frank, I don't think he has the spine for it.
It's hard to say, but even if he doesn't, we still have the two other men to worry about. Nevertheless, his cooperation will undoubtedly be the easiest of the three to gain. We were fortunate to run into him first.
What makes you say that?
Did you ever have the chance to see the shadows trapped in the mansion?
Shadows? I might have. But around the time Hayden Rhodes passed away, I wasn't really there anymore. I stopped thinking, stopped trying to make sense of the things inhabiting the house. I had become merely another part of the cursed mansion.
I was only able to converse with them after I'd reclaimed myself. I suppose, much like the rules that differ between the realms of the living and the dead, so too do they differ for those who have lost their grip on reality. As I was searching for a way to get you out of the tower, I encountered and spoke with the three men's shadows. Of the three, Mel was the least threatening. He bears a great deal of regret. He yearns for someone to save him. I heard him muttering, "This isn't what I wanted." He doesn't want to be involved in this. Someone else is holding the reins. My first guess would be the Lord, but regardless, they are not equals in this endeavor.
If he wants out, then maybe he would have agreed to help if we told him we were here to save Morgana.
Carelessly revealing our hand at this stage did not seem wise. It would have never gotten to this point if it were so easy to stop.
So I guess our first task is to earn Mel's trust.
Morgana's death is in 3 days.
But why did it swap to Michael but still say Giselle?
I don't know, I just saw his picture and went with it.
Yeah.
We have until then to get all 3 keys.
It won't be easy.
It sounds like it was meant to be him, but the name just...
It was meant to be Michael, but it didn't change.
Yeah.
Oop. Mistake.
Mistake.
I mean, we weren't even present in this world until today.
Exactly. We have no one to vouch for us, no one even knows who we are. But we have knowledge, quite a bit of it in fact. We not only knows what happens in this era, but you showed me their next lives as well. From that we can deduce how they might behave and whom they have ties.
You're right, we do. We know things we should have no way of knowing. And we can use that knowledge to our advantage. There are various interpersonal relationships are where we can get our edge, I think. They each have their reasons for locking Morgana up, and if I'm right, they're doing it for other people. It's these powerful bonds driving them. Mel's driving force would be his sister, for instance.
Are they mere bonds, or is it fate that ties them together? You're right, we should find and talk to his sister. Mel is more likely to act if it's coming from her than us.
I agree. If his darling sister tells him to stop, he won't have any reason to continue his involvement.
Knowing how the first tale ended makes me slightly uncertain. But for now, we can work under the assumption that he does genuinely care for her.
When you want to bet she's somewhere nearby. I mean...
She will be. It was her death that sparked the chaos on the day of the Harvest Festival.
Oh, right, it was. No, you're exactly right. But what I was going to say is that people tend to keep those they care most about close by.
It would appear that I have a bad tendency to focus too much on the facts. That was entirely unnecessary of me. Giselle did not need to be reminded of that. I'm sorry.
What for?
For being careless with my words and inconsiderate.
No need to apologise for the truth. Besides, you and considerate are like oil and water.
And today, you're the fire to my oil.
We have 3 days to stop this tragedy. Let's get to work.
Let's. We'll probably have more luck asking than just searching for her. If we can't find Mel, the nun will know.
Off we go.
As I step into the chapel, I see an old man waving to the nun as he heads for the door. The man is practically beaming, and judging by the vial in his hand, he's happy about more than simply having the chance to see her. Is that Saint's blood? According to Morgana's account, a disease began spreading through the city at the Harvest Festival, eventually eradicating the population. In a time like this, where medical knowledge is so limited, a plague would be almost unstoppable. At the sight of so many people dying so quickly, it could appear to them the work of a demon or a curse.
We come from the future, so we know just how dangerous this is. But they have no idea.
Morgana described it as a tale that it could have only taken place in an era of miracles and spirituality. And about that, she couldn't be more right.
Could we Maybe warn everyone against taking the medicine? I assume the sickness was caused by them ingesting blood, at any rate. It's not medicine they're being given.
But bottled disease, like some sick joke. If we could convince them to stop taking Saint's blood, then maybe that would prevent the city from being destroyed. But the fact that it's being distributed in the house of the Lord and peddled as a miracle cure plays right into their deep-rooted spirituality. Would it even be possible to convince them otherwise? And besides, it's not them we came here to save, but... No, that's veering too far off our intended path. We need to find the truth and save Morgana's soul. Putting ourselves out like that is only going to get us unwanted attention, make people suspicious, and we don't have that kind of time.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. It's just, knowing what they're doing to themselves, I couldn't help but think that maybe there was something we could do. Especially considering how it all turns out.
I understand the sentiment. Or rather, I understand your reasoning. But for me, Morgana takes priority over any of them. And you over everything. Releasing Morgana's soul should save yours as well, Giselle. If we can eliminate the mansion's darkness, then you won't have to be trapped as it's made. I have no interest in being the hero of the masses. Let's go ask about Mel's sister, then.
Okay.
You alright?
Cramping my leg.
I turn my gaze back to the nun to find her kneeling in one of the pews. She bows her head and begins to whisper a prayer. There's no one else in the chapel. Now's the perfect time to ask. Hearing me approach, she falls silent and turns to face me, wearing her usual disarming smile.
Hello, Michael. Mel was just here. He told me everything. Can't turn away a friend of Mel's now, can we? Sorry for turning you down earlier.
No worries. I did a poor job of explaining myself.
So, did you need something? Oh, let me guess. Medicine?
No, I'm in a perfectly good health.
I figured you were lying.
I can ask her about Saint's blood some other time. And while I have a number of questions about the man she's close to, right now, Mel's sister is the priority. Are you familiar with Mel's younger sister? She has flaxen hair much like him.
Oh, you mean Nellie? Are you her friend too?
I would say we're more...
You're better off just saying you're friends.
Friends, yes.
What about her?
I would like to speak with her, and I was wondering if you might know where I could find her.
Nellie should be down at the cottage, I believe.
To the cottage?
Yep, that's where I stay too. I don't sleep in the mansion itself.
So you don't live here, but only work here?
Right. For one, there are men who live here. The Lord likes to show up on occasion too. And we can't have a nun wandering around while he's here.
So you and Nellie live together then?
Yep, we have for about 6 months or so. Ever since she and Mel showed up. I wanted to let her stay with her brother. But since it's technically church property, we have to keep the boys and the girls separate.
I see.
I'm so glad to hear Nellie's got a friend though.
What?
She's not from around here, so she doesn't have many acquaintances. And with how sick she can get, she doesn't spend much time outside. Which is a shame because she's such a sweet little girl. I'm her friend, of course, but I've got responsibilities. I can only be around so often. So I'm sure she'd be delighted to have someone else to talk to.
It would be my pleasure. Could you, tell me the way to the cottage then?
Oh, sure. It's not that far from here. You go down.
The directions I got from the nun led me to a place I know from my own time. It's the same building where the man who'd been ordered to keep me under surveillance stayed. Sunlight keeps relentlessly seeping through the trees, and I find myself having to look down at my feet as I follow the path. It's blindingly bright, painful.
How are you holding up, Michael?
I'll be alright. The sun's past its peak. In a few hours it won't be nearly as bad.
Don't push yourself, okay?
Okay. The trek is a reminder of just how inconvenient my body always was, and having the chance to experience being alive again comes with both the good and the bad parts. But now is hardly the time to complain about my sensitivity to the sun. So we can either stop here or there's another soon-ish stopping point. What do you feel like?
We can keep going.
Okay. Yeah, because there's like here and then there's another spot, so it's like either one of them. We can either stop here or stop right before the drama.
Right before the drama.
It's not long before we reach a clearing, a small cottage surrounded by a small garden coming into view. And crouching by a flower bed, picking flowers, is the flaxen-haired girl. Are you Nellie? Though several details of her appearance don't match my memory of her, she still has that distinct hair. It could be nobody else. This is Nellie, and she's considerably thinner and looks rather frail. The effects of her being ill, I presume.
Who are you?
My name is Michael. I have a few questions to ask you. Can we talk for a bit? I would have thought she'd have said something by now.
You're being way too blunt, Michael. You've gone and scaled her.
What else was I supposed to say?
You have to approach slowly, carefully.
So would you rather run into him or a bear, folks? I think Nellie's preferring the bear right about now.
Go on, give it a smile. A nice, soft smile.
Smile. I'm only here to talk.
Son still says bear.
I feel like you could tell son a box of candy or a bear and he'd still pick the bear. He'd have to stay with his kindred.
Mm-hmm.
He has to pick the bear. He's obligated.
Obligated to pick the bear.
Obligated. You know, I saw something online, and it was in this queer group that I'm in, and somebody was talking about how the Venn diagram of people who are mad about the bear situation and the men that you don't want to encounter in the woods are the same people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I mean, yes, but I've got one hot take. I think everyone should be mad about the bear situation, the man versus bear situation, but not because they should be mad that the women choose the bear, but they should be mad at the men because the men make the women feel like they need to choose the bear.
Yeah.
I feel like we should all be mad at the men.
Yep.
You can be a little bit mad at me if you want. I understand. I am man. You don't want to run into me in the woods. I understand. But we should be mad at the men. Yes. So, you know, be mad. But don't be mad at the women. Be mad at the men. Angry at the men. Angry at the men.
My brothers, tonight we ride.
But that is exactly how I feel about the situation. It pisses me off to no end. But I am not angry with the fact that the women say that they would choose the bear. I am angry that the men make women feel that they have to make that choice.
Yeah.
Because you should be able to say, well, duh, I'm going to pick the human because the human will be kind to me. But no, humans aren't kind.
Yes,
humans
exactly. Some be mad
awful.
about the women choosing the bear because the men made it so unsafe that they choose the bear.
Exactly. Like the fact that women know that the bear will tear them to shreds, they will die if like the bear actually engages them. But they will still choose the bear because it feels safer than choosing the man.
Yeah.
Like, be mad at the fucking men. Also, I've just realized it still says about joining us on Fall Guys. I should fix that.
What says about joining? Oh, the... I see it.
Yeah, I realized I forgot to change that. I've changed it. I've updated it. It's fine.
Update.
But yeah, be angry at the men. Because that is exactly my stance. It's like, I'm pissed off at all you fuckers. Making the world so unsafe that the women have to choose the bear. Fuck's sake. Why are we like this? Why?
Fucking men.
Also, if I had to choose between running into a random man or running into a bear in the middle of the woods, I'd pick Gizmo. He's not an answer choice, but he should be.
He should be. Everyone would want to run into Gizmo.
Well, it depends. If they're wearing, dangly earrings, maybe not. He fucking attacks the dangly earrings like there is no tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like, it hurts, but it's so funny. He'll just dangle his entire weight off of the earring, and you're wondering how it hasn't fucking broken.
Bring us the dragon.
Bring us the dragon? Okay.
Dragon.
He said.
He says.
He said he peek over edge. He looks so comfy. He's like, yes.
He really does look comfy.
He's having a great time. Oh, we've not asked you guys, what do you think of this new wallpaper? Do you guys like it? We decided, so we primarily work with Lord Lucifer, and we decided to go with the moths on the wallpaper because it's a very subtle reference. So would you like to talk about the connection?
I don't know the connection. I know there's a connection between moths and Hades.
So Hades and Lucifer are sometimes seen as being connected, but moths can be seen as messengers for Lucifer.
I see.
It depends on the tradition a person follows.
Uh-huh.
But Hades being Lord of the Underworld and Lucifer being presumably King of Hell, they've got ties. So a lot of things that reference one of them also reference the other one.
Yes.
So moths are seen as potentially being a messenger for Lucifer. It's why sometimes I'll randomly be like, we should pull up the spirit board and see how he's doing, because I'll be seeing like lots of moths where I don't normally see moths, and I'm like, But he's actually situated right above the altar that we tend to use when we communicate with Lucifer, so I thought we might as well put the little bitty moths, to represent the little bitty Lucifers.
Yes.
Right up there. But it also, like, it both, like, the wallpaper looks witchy, but it also looks like something you'd see in somebody's, like, grandma's house, and there's no one between.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty. But you're either going to see this wallpaper in a witch's house, or some, like, 80-year-old woman who's got, like, 15 grandkids' house.
Mm-hmm.
No in between.
No in between.
No in between. I'm only here to talk. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Okay, that is definitely not a nice smile. I can't even see it and I can still tell.
What did you expect? I can't just smile on demand.
It's a bad man. A bad man has come to kidnap me. Save me, dear
She's choosing
Israel.
the bear. She's choosing the bear.
She's choosing the bear. Before this bad man does bad things to me.
Calm down, please. I'm not going to do anything to you.
Oh, don't get any closer. I know you're trying to do bad things to me.
I'm not going to do bad things to you.
Son will save you.
Sorry, just a second.
Mordor bear is on the way.
Mordor bear. I was trying to find something and I fell down a rabbit hole.
Oh. Would you like to explain your rabbit hole?
One second.
Give him a minute. He's very focused. This is why my phone is plugged in during this, so that I don't get distracted.
Yeah. The reason, so there's a biblical reason, but it's like really convoluted, but the main reason that moths are tied to Lucifer is because they are so attracted to light and he's the light bringer.
Ah.
So his eternal light lures the moths. But there's also a period in the Bible where there's several different verses that constantly talk about the devil and Lucifer and moths and rust.
Uh-huh.
So both moth and rust are also in reference to Lucifer, because they are biblically a reference to the devil, which could be pretty much any demon, but it's traditionally understood as being either Satan or Lucifer.
Uh-huh.
So it can refer to either one of them, but it most strongly refers to Lucifer because he is the great light bringer and they are attracted to his
The
light.
moths are attracted to the light.
So that is where the symbolism comes from.
I see.
It also comes from, like I said, the connection before with him and Hades, both being a ruler over hell and a ruler over the underworld.
Mm-hmm.
There's that similarity as well. So, they're seen as interchangeable by people who are, what is the word for it? The people who believe that all religions are right, but in their own way.
Omnists?
Omnists, yes. So for like an omnist viewpoint, they view Hades and Lucifer as being the same being.
Right.
In most cases.
Okay.
So that's where the connection comes from. Because I knew that we talked about it, but I was just double checking before I spoke. But yeah, Lucifer is represented by moths and rust in the Bible, and they are drawn to his light, so therefore moth.
I see.
Also, it is specifically paper white moths that reference Lucifer, because they are white like the light.
Yeah.
And if you'll notice, the ones I picked out, what color are the moths?
They are white.
They are white moths.
I see.
That, I thought I would check the thingy, make sure I'm giving good information, because I don't like to give bad information. Only good.
Only good information.
Only good.
I have put my research to the side for a while, so a lot of the stuff that I knew has poof gone.
I noticed because you were one of the... I think you were the person who mentioned to me about the moth connection.
Right.
And I went, I didn't know that, but it makes sense. You didn't know why it was connected, you just knew it was connected.
Yeah.
But you told me about it. Which is why I was so surprised when you were like, what are you talking about?
my brain went...
You haven't studied in like 2 days, so it's gone.
It gone.
Yeah, that's actually something that I've been struggling with lately is my religious trauma gets in the way of me being able to research and learn more about the different entities and everything, as well as different magical practices, and it's something I really want to sit there and look into, but I get the anxious. So lately we've had a lot of flies where it doesn't make sense to have flies, and flies tend to be a symbol for Beelzebub, who works with people who have severe spiritual trauma and religious trauma, so maybe it's a sign. Though, even if I get over my trauma, it's not like I have a whole lot of time to research. I'm so busy all the time.
You are so busy.
I'll wake up, I go to work, and then I get off work. I've got like an hour, and then the streams, and then I've got like an hour or two, and then bedtime. And then in that hour or two, I usually have stuff I have to do, like chores. Or crying. Usually in the hour between work and streams. I'm like, I'm so tired. I'm not gonna do bad things to you. I couldn't even if I wanted. What do you mean even if you wanted to?
Michael! What the fuck?
What the fuck, Michael?
Don't move or I'll call the guards on you.
Please calm down. I mean you no harm, honestly.
That's what all bad men say.
I know Giselle, don't just watch. This would be a fantastic time for a little advice.
Michael. Exactly. Michael.
Michael! She looks way too amused about this. Giselle is thinking that the bear looks pretty good right now.
She's like, maybe I should go and hunt the bear. Maybe she'll calm down if you mention Mel.
I don't know how he didn't even think to fucking mention that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean he's kind of right?
He doesn't have the facilities.
Go to your nice place, Cryptic. Go to your nice place.
Happy
Don't
place,
be-
happy place,
Not
happy
not
place.
happy place, nice place. The place in which I don't be a dick to people. Because I have so many comments I could make, but they are all fucking dickish. No. Be nice, Cryptic.
Be nice.
You're a genius. I don't know how he didn't think of that to begin with, though. Like, hi, I'm a friend of your brother's. Can I talk to you for just a minute? Like, how hard would that have been?
His brain had no function.
He got fucking 2 brain cells rubbing together. They just... I'm a friend of Mel's.
What?
He was telling me about you and how you wanted someone to talk to. He asked me to keep you company.
Mel asked you to come talk to me?
He did. Do you trust me now?
So that makes you his friend then?
As much as it pains me to admit it.
Michael! What on earth possessed you to say that?
Slip of the tongue.
You and him. Is that so?
Yes?
You're pretty old to be friends with my Mel. Are you really, really, really his friend?
Really?
Then prove it.
How so?
If you're really his friend, then you should be able to tell me all about him.
What in God's name would you subject me to that?
Do you not like Mel, Michael?
Evidently not.
Clearly not.
That's not it. We're just incompatible. No, clearly you hate him, Michael.
You hate him, clearly. Okay, here we go. First question. What is my Mel like most of all?
So you can choose any answer here. Chat, what do we want to choose? Naps, Nelly, or theater?
What do we pick?
The white-haired girl is not an option, so don't ask.
Sun says theatre.
We pick in theater.
Almost.
Theater.
Theatre! He doesn't really like theatre all that much. I adore it, but Mel always falls asleep. Romance especially just goes right over his head. Maybe in a couple of years he'll understand it.
Says his younger sister.
Second question. What kind of person is my Mel?
Again, you can pick.
Spineless
You can pick
chump.
any answer, and I kind of want to pick spineless chump.
What should we pick? Because if you don't pick, we will pick spineless chump.
And you know, I guess that Mel is a nice guy in the fact that he's fucking vaguely threatening to women, and sometimes explicitly threatening to women. Very much a nice guy, that Mel.
Yeah. Chat says chump.
Spineless chump.
Who'd you?
I misspoke.
You claim you're his friend and then you go and call him spineless? You're not his friend at all, are you?
No, I am. I just believe in order to be friends with someone, you need to acknowledge and accept the good and bad aspects of them. Or that's what Didier says, anyway.
Fair enough, I suppose.
I love how she's just going with it.
I don't think he's spineless at all, but maybe he acts differently around you. He's my prince after all.
Gross. I don't particularly care for that word myself. It reminds me too much of Morgana's incessant harassment.
Okay, final question. Describe what he looks like for me. Nelly is a savage.
You can pick any answer here.
Try not to scrutinise, he's decently handsome, or I'm far better looking.
See, I feel like Michael's also being savage, but in very much an oog boog, I'm man, I'm rude way.
Scrutinise. Okay. Better looking. Oh no! The chat is divided.
Oh. Does anyone else have any input? Anyone?
Anyone? Better. Okay, not his. Not his. Picked. Sorry, and she's not best.
She's not happy.
Giselle is also not happy. She is appalled.
Everyone is appalled. It surprises me that you don't get a bad end for picking the rude options.
That's not what I asked. You're just full of surprises today, aren't you, Michael?
It sounded funnier in my head.
I will admit, you do have a few things in common with Mel.
Such as?
He's not really all that masculine, and neither are you. You know, at least in appearance, you might make an okay prince. You don't sound very flattered.
I wouldn't be very flattered either.
Oh.
Why would I be? She just said I wasn't masculine.
Not everyone has to be big and beefy.
You don't have to be big and beefy to be masculine yourself, for fuck's sake. You can be a twinky little fucker and still be masculine as fuck. Come on.
Come on. I like you just the way you are, Michael.
See, I know you're trying to make me feel better, but...
Well, it's the last of my questions. You're not a complete stranger, it seems. Sure, why not? You can be my Mel's friend.
Why, thank you.
This is great. I was sure you were a bad man.
Why is that the first impression everyone has of me? Why is it the first impression everyone has of me is never that I'm someone decent?
Any friend of Mel's must be a good person. No, an amazing person.
That's quite the faith you have in him.
Why wouldn't I? He's my big brother.
That's some circular logic. Yes, Spirit.
I cough.
You're disgusted?
A little bit. Is it just you? Is Mel not coming?
He's rather busy at the moment.
Aw. He always has something to take care of, that Mel. He's hardly given me any attention these past couple months. But that's okay, because today I've got you to keep me company.
Yeah, yes you do. I can't stay long though.
Alright, just stay until sundown then. You had something you wanted to ask me, didn't you? What's it costing what? Not what are you talking about?
Fuck those.
Not, it's just a way in a world of their own. Well, if you're a good enough friend, I'll tell you anything you want to know.
And how do I go about that?
Talking. Lots and lots of talking. You'll have to keep me entertained.
You're asking far too much of me.
She's not asking much at all. She just wants to talk.
Do you think someone who spent 13 years in isolation knows the first thing about holding a pleasant fucking conversation?
I know, I was there for a year of that. I'll help you come up with some topics. So go on. Oh, I see. Do you not want to talk to me?
Oh, it's a joke, I see.
It's a joke.
No, I do. I'm just not much of a conversationalist.
Okay, then instead of talking, you can sing. I've never seen a minstrel before, but I've always wanted to know what kind of songs they sing. Will you show me?
I've never seen one myself either. But I've heard secondhand accounts of the songs of traveling jongleurs. The fuck?
Michael.
Very well then. I'll teach you a song an old acquaintance of mine heard while traveling.
Whee! I can't wait.
Here goes.
She's disgusting.
Thanks fuck it didn't make me sing.
She looks so disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
And Nelly is horrified.
They are both disgusted. Even Michael's done. Look at him. The silence is deafening.
I'm shocked. I don't think I've ever heard someone sing so badly. Me neither. I'm flabbergasted.
Let's hear you try then.
That's enough singing for today. I don't want my ears to fall off.
What a savage little girl.
I know. Let's bake something.
Bake something.
Yep. Come on inside. I made some nice jam earlier today, and I want to make it into a pretty little pie. You get to help me with that.
I'm not much of a...
Come on, get a move on. You either help or you don't get to be my friend.
As you wish.
This is not going to end well. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. How on earth do you manage to turn a pie into this monstrosity?
I gave it my best shot.
There's only one explanation. You're possessed. It's true he is, but I'm a perfectly good chef. Michael's just naturally terrible at it.
God, could this get any worse?
I can't give this to Mel. Jerk, dimwit, loser.
I'm sorry.
Well, I guess we've got no choice but to eat it ourselves. I'll set the table.
What?
And I'll make us some tea while I'm at it. You know, I've always dreamed of this. Sitting around a table with a friend, having snacks and just talking.
Oh?
Yep. And for that, I can deal with a little, awful, disgusting pie. It's just too bad I can share it with my mouth too.
I see.
For all her complaining, she seems to be enjoying herself. I can only imagine how lonely she is out here. Well, she may act all bright and cheerful. Beneath it is a real sense of isolation.
And the same can be said about the girl behind the first door. As vivacious and pushy as she can be, you could see all the loneliness behind it all.
Her brother was practically all she had while she lived in the mansion. But if I were to guess, that's not the life she really wanted. I bet she would have preferred to be able to go out and play with friends.
Being born into a noble family takes away a lot of your freedom.
Even in such drastically different time periods, she's still the same girl inside. Actually, Maybe the parallels extend beyond her as a person and into the courses of her two different lives.
Perhaps that means all who are reconstructed at Morgana's wish are destined to lead similar lives. Destin might be putting it a little too nicely. Nelly. I would be glad to lend you my ear if you'd like. You can talk about the weather or your brother, anything you want.
You will? Great, take a seat. I've got lots I want to talk about. More than you can possibly imagine. And you'll never guess what Mel said next. I mean more to him than anyone in the world. So I'm growing flowers out in the garden, right? Well, when I've got enough of them, I'm going to make a big bouquet and give it to Mel. Back at home, we've got this really, really big yard with this huge tree we used to take naps under when it was nice out. So what do you think about the tea I made? The flower petal was what really ties it all together. Oh, and you won't believe what happened after that. Care for another cup of tea? I'll make as much as you can drink.
No, thank you. I'm fine. I feel like all I did was nod and listen. And the bulk of it was about Mel, no less.
I haven't talked that much in ages. Time sure fly by, huh? The sun's starting to set.
Do you and the nun not speak much?
We do, but it's kind of... I don't know. Not really the same with her. It just feels, I guess, like she's too important for me to waste her time being the lady in charge of the church and pretty much the whole estate.
And what about Mel? Does he not visit you very often?
No, he does. He comes to see me a lot.
Then why?
He hasn't been himself lately. My old Mel would always happily listen to whatever I had to say, but now he seems kind of distracted. It sounds like he's really busy. When he visits, he doesn't stay for long and he has to go back to the mansion at night. I'll try to get him to stay longer, but it never works. And he always avoids the question that I get when I ask him why he can't. It feels like he's hiding something.
Knowing what he's hiding, I can understand why he wouldn't want to talk about it. He could never tell his precious little sister that he and two other men have a girl locked in a tower, and that he's stealing her blood for her sake.
I wish things could have stayed the way they were before.
The way they were before?
When it was just the two of us living together. I know we're more stable here, and I can get the medicine I need from the church, but I'd rather stay being sick than be so alone.
You said you came here around 6 months ago?
Yep, it was just the two of us before that. Well, before that, at our old house we had a bunch of servants. But I never really liked it there either. With that many people around, I just felt more alone. I liked it so much better when it was just me and Mel.
Is that really what you want, to be sick and in constant pain?
It's better than being alone. Mel just doesn't get it. He doesn't understand that the loneliness is so much worse. Or maybe that's just a guy thing. They don't get what it's like to be ignored. What it feels like to be left in the dark, not knowing anything.
We don't understand, no. We think saving their lives matters above all.
Huh?
Even if there's a cost to saving that life. We're incapable of gauging how great it is. We're unable to see how egotistical, how self-serving our actions are.
Are you talking about yourself?
The same could be said as Mel as well, I imagine.
Mel's still around though. He's there, but it's like he's trying to avoid me. All I want is for him to be here, to be with me. That's all I really want. He doesn't even have to be a perfect fairy tale prince.
Have you ever told him that?
What?
Have you ever told him he doesn't have to be the perfect brother? That you're happy with just having him there? Have you ever put those feelings into words?
I'm always telling him I want him around.
And that he doesn't have to be your prince to do so?
He's already said that he will be my prince. And he always smiles whenever I talk about it. So how am I supposed to turn around and say he doesn't have to be my prince anymore?
I know it's not your intention to force an ideal image onto him. But unconsciously, subconsciously, that's what you're doing when you talk like that. And Mel, he's trying to meet those expectations. Actually, he may not be conscious of it himself. And he just believes deep down that that's the kind of person he's supposed to be. Or more accurately, he seems to have a need to make himself look good to others. He believes that if he's good to others, they'll be good to him in return.
Am I a burden?
I can assure you he's better off with you around.
But I am a burden to him right now, aren't I? Be honest with me.
Yes, you are. Michael!
Michael. Does Mel not like me anymore? Is that why he's been avoiding me?
I promise you that's not the case. At the very least, he's doing what he's doing now because of how much he cares for you.
You promise?
I promise.
I love him. I love my Mel so very much. Too much, in fact. To be honest, I know I do. I understand that, really. I know I'm making his life difficult. But Mel's all I have. He's the only person I can latch on to. And I can't control my feelings.
It can be difficult to tame your emotions at your age. There's nothing wrong with that. However, you should have taken stock of those emotions, sorted through everything you've got in your mind, and then sat down with him to talk it out. Even if those things you feel seem wrong or unspeakable. You should have opened up to him, taken time to figure out what works best for the both of you. You two need to face things you've carried in your heart, the things your brother carried in his. By not doing so, you end up never quite on the same page. Small misunderstandings piling up until it all comes crashing down. If they had just talked it out, communicated their feelings to one another, maybe their tragedy could have been avoided, even with Morgana's curse in play. If Nellie had only had a chance to come to grips with her feelings for Mel, then maybe things wouldn't have escalated the way they did. Her actions that night were arguably hysteric, but she wasn't always like that. I'm sorry. That was out of line. None of this is any of my business, I know.
No need to apologise. You're a very curious man, you know that? We only met a couple of hours ago, but you talk like you've known me my whole life. It's like you can hear everything I'm thinking, see everything in my heart. Did Mel tell you all of that?
No, he didn't tell me much.
I didn't think so. He doesn't know me that well. It's not too late, is it? If I talk to him, really tell him how I feel, do you think Mel will listen?
I know he will.
It won't make things worse? It won't make him uncomfortable?
Well, there's a chance that rifts may form at first. Those cracks can be filled again. And I promise you the result will be something much better than if you'd held it in. It'll all work out.
Okay. Next time I see Mel, I'll tell him. I'll tell him he doesn't have to try and be my prince.
Good.
You really are a curious man. You're the first person to ever talk to me like I'm a real person. Everyone loves to say how sweet and adorable I am, but that's it. I was only ever their make-believe princess.
Well, you are a real person, I can assure you.
Thanks. You know, after talking to you, I'm feeling a whole lot better. Like I can do anything. I'm glad you came by today.
And I'm glad I could meet you in person.
It's weird. It really feels like we've known each other our whole lives. I've
I've known of you for some time. Or perhaps I should say, what you will become.
Huh?
Oh no, ignore me.
Were you... Was that supposed to be a pickup line? Bad, Michael. I'm still too young for that.
No, it wasn't.
Now you're getting flustered.
I swear that's not what that was.
I know. Jeez, do you really think I trust you that little?
Sorry.
Oh, I just had the most wonderful idea.
Oh?
Yep. Instead of being my friend, I'll let you be something even better. You're my second brother.
Second brother? Oh, Nut is right.
Nut is right.
Oh? Do we get to know how Nut is right?
I messed up. A brother is much more special to me than a friend. Though obviously you can't be my number one.
The fact that Nut was like, wait, I am?
I'm right.
What? I'm blanking.
She's taken a liking to you. This is good for us.
I'm not sure how I feel about her putting so much trust in me so quickly, though.
The amount of time it takes isn't important. What matters is that you listen to her, you understand her, and you treat her like a real person. In her eyes, you're someone she can depend on. Do you not want me as your sister?
Actually, I was the youngest child, so having a younger sibling would,
Would be what? Come on, spit it out.
it would be rather nice.
You bet it would. Who wouldn't want an adorable little sister like me?
That's a bit narcissistic, wouldn't you say?
Well, it's true, isn't it? Go on. Tell me I'm adorable, dearest Michael. What? Well, don't just stare at me. If my Mel were here, he wouldn't bat an eye.
Please don't compare me to him. Out of sippy.
Out of sippy. Oh no.
You know, now might be a good time to tell her about Morgana. Part of me feels like I would be taking advantage of her newly earned trust, but it'll certainly be easier to bring that up now while she holds me in such high regard. She's much more likely to believe me.
Yes, go play with Doggo, son.
Go play.
Go play.
Go play.
You're right.
He play.
I agree. Now's probably the best chance we'll get. Especially considering how little time we have.
Send Father Charlie our love.
Yes.
I can't shake the feeling I'm rushing things, but at this point, all I can do is go with it and pray it works out.
If we had the time, I think we'd all like to hold off. Nellie looks like she's having so much fun. And even you seem to be enjoying yourself.
No, I'm just...
It's nothing to be ashamed of. I'm having fun watching you myself. Let's do it. Let's tell her about Morgana. We have to do it at some point anyway.
Yes, let's. Nellie, do you mind if I ask you a question?
What is it, dearest Michael? Ask me anything you want.
Have you heard of something called Saint's Blood?
You mean the medicine?
Yes, except it's not actually...
I know, yeah. It's actually the Saintess's blood, not medicine. But no telling.
You what?
One day before we moved here, when it was just me and Mel, the Saintess came to visit. My mind had been all foggy for a long time, like I was not quite yet asleep, but not quite awake either. But when I heard her soft, pleasant voice, the fog cleared a bit. And then she performed a miracle for me. Blood is awful and gross and terrible, but the Saintess's, hers is different. Hers is pure.
So you're saying you know everything, Nellie? About the observation tower and...
Huh? The tower? What about it?
That's where they keep her.
What? No, the Saintess is always in the chapel. And she stays here with me. She comes back at nights. In fact, she should be here any minute now. So, she thinks the Saintess
is the nun and not Morgana. No, Nellie, the blood comes from...
I'm really, really grateful to her. She didn't just perform one miracle, she's been taking care of me while I'm here too. So whenever I see her, I always say thank you. I thank her for sharing her blood with me. And she always says it's nothing with a big smile.
Nellie, no. The nun has no idea. She just assumes Nellie is thanking her for giving her the medicine.
I owe the Saintess my life.
No, Nellie. She's not the one you should be grateful to.
Huh?
The girl you owe your life to has been locked up, suffering, and is alone even as we speak.
But the Saintess is at the church.
The girl who came to your house is not the nun everyone calls the Saintess. Her name is Morgana.
What are you talking about, Michael? The Saintess is locked up? Stop that. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Everything I'm telling you is the truth. Please believe me. While you were lying in bed, sick and barely conscious, did you get a good look at the Saintess who gave you her blood? You didn't, did you? You couldn't make out any details because your mind was a haze. And then, when you arrived at the estate, you met a woman who people called the Saintess, giving out medication known as the Saint's blood. So you assumed it was the one who cured you. That's the story you chose to believe.
If what you're saying is true, then where is the other Saintess? The one who came to see me?
At the top of the mansion's observation tower. The door to the tower is locked. She's imprisoned there.
And how do you know this?
Because it wouldn't be wise to tell her I'm from the future just yet. That would only serve to confuse her further. All I need to convince her of right now is that Morgana is being held in the tower. There's an idea. Perhaps I can borrow from the story the white-haired girl told Mel. I received a letter.
A letter?
There's a single window far out of reach in the chamber at the top of the tower. A dove flew in through the window, so she wrote a letter, tying it to the bird's leg and releasing it in hopes someone would come set her free. That letter ended up in my hands.
If that's the case, then who locked it up? Was it the Saintess? The one I know?
No, I don't believe the nun is aware. I think she's simply doing her job in good faith.
Then who?
Oh, I know very well that what I'm about to say will likely crush her, but I can't let that stop me.
Who would do such a terrible thing?
Nellie, I want you to brace yourself for what I'm about to say. There are 3 men participating in Morgana's imprisonment. And one of those 3 is your brother Mel. I understand that that's the last thing you wanted to hear, but please believe me, I would not say something so upsetting lightly. I wish to save Morgana, the true saint. And I would like your assistance. Without your help, I can't get her out of that tower. I need you to get through to Mel, otherwise both he and Morgana will remain entrapped.
That's not true.
Nellie.
You're lying. You have to be. My Mel would never do something so horrible. You're a terrible liar.
It's true, I swear to you.
You think I'm going to believe that? My Mel? My Mel's an amazing, wonderful person. He's not cruel and evil. He's good and kind, like a prince. And a prince would never lock someone up.
I know you're not blind, Nellie. You can see that your prince talk has been putting pressure on him.
So? You think that's going to change my mind? He has no reason to do any of that.
But he does, Nellie. He's certainly not happy about it. No, but he's doing it for you.
What do you mean?
He needs her blood to keep you healthy. So to ensure he always had a supply.
But no, he...
And despite that, Saint's blood doesn't even have any healing properties. No one benefits from doing this. Not you, not Mel, and certainly not Morgana. And I don't think anyone can stop him except you.
Mel won't listen to me.
Did you not just say that you would talk things through with him?
Just shut up. Stop talking already. I'm done listening to you.
Nellie.
I'll never believe you. You're not my brother anymore. You're just a horrible, horrible man.
She's once again choosing the bear.
Choosing the bear. Who do you think you are to march in here and try to make my mail into the bad guy? And after I made you my second brother? What's wrong with you? I trusted you. I ate nasty pie and had tea with you. But you're just a mean evil man here to turn me against my Mel.
I know you don't want to believe me, but I'm telling you the truth every word. I beg you to open your eyes. Ask him yourself. If you don't believe me, then ask Mel about Morgana. I guarantee you he'll panic.
Enough! Enough already! Get out of here! Get out this instant!
Nelly.
Don't say my name, just go away! Get out of here! No! I don't want to see you ever again! I should have chased you off the moment I saw you. Sun has returned.
Sun has returned. Nelly has once again chosen the bear.
Yes. Get out now!
I pray you can find it in yourself to open your eyes and face the truth.
Get out!
One last thing before I go, Nelly. Did we miss text? No, okay. It was my only option, I know that. But I feel like all I accomplished by telling her was bringing her more pain. It's a difficult balance.
We just have to pray that you'll be able to get through to her. I'm sure she'll come around.
If only we had a little more time. In 3 days it will all be over. Morgana and the entire web of people connected to her will die. That's not enough time. Let's return to the mansion and look for Mel. I would like to speak with him. If there's a chance that we can even get the smallest bit of Nelly's feelings through to him, maybe he'll have a change of heart.
Hopefully.
It's hardly going to be elegant, but it's what must be done. And this is where we stop.
Sava.
Sava. May I pretty please have my mouse? Stretch. Would you like to talk about the schedule we have, or do you have any comments to make about the game? Anything?
I forgot how much Nelly's voice fucks my throat.
I forgot how to do Mel's voice.
Yeah, I noticed Mel was slowly turning into Chihiro.
Mm-hmm. Mel is Chihiro.
Mel is Chihiro, confirmed.
Confirmed.
Yes, we will be back tomorrow with Resident Evil 6. We are doing Chris and Piers' route. I don't remember what chapter we're on. Is it chapter 2? We've only done one chapter of them.
Chapter 2.
Chapter 2. Escape. Yes, we will actually be here tomorrow, so we can do the Thursday stream. Isn't that great?
What? We're doing a Thursday stream? This is news to me.
It's news to you, I see.
Mm-hmm.
We will also be streaming more Danganronpa on Friday. We have just discovered the corpse.
What? There's a corpse?
There's a corpse.
Is there a party?
Corpse parties.
Corpse parties.
So we will be doing the Dead in Life section. Of what is it? Chapter.
Your Ma.
4.
Your Ma.
Chapter Your Ma. I saved.
You saw
4. Thank you, son. Because Cryptic was being no fucking help.
What am I? What am I?
And then on Saturday, are we doing the fishy game?
Yes, Spirit will be playing the fishy game.
I will be playing the fishy game.
Because I've already played a little bit of it, so I know exactly what to expect. It would be better to have him play it because he has no fucking clue what's gonna happen.
Yes. The fishy game.
We will go back and meet the Wheelie Wheelers.
The Wheelie Wheelers. Yes. Gary, and Gary. Yes.
Aye, but yours are gonna be Kevin, and Kevin.
Kevin, and Kevin. Yes.
I want one that's named Mevin.
Mevin. Oh.
I want there to be a dash. It's like MEHVIN.
Okay.
Mevin.
Yes, it was decided yesterday on my stream that we would be naming them all Kevin. So Kevin. So that will be fun.
Kevin.
And judging based on how much difficulty Cryptic was having yesterday, you will see plenty of me fumbling around trying to figure things out.
It's got about the controllability of that car simulator that I set you up with that one time. He was having a fucking... Fuck, what was it? Kazuichi Kenny moment? And he was like, I suddenly like cars. I think I'm a cishet man. I like cars. And I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Blink, 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 blink.
Blink, blink, blink. Yeah. Oopsies. But yes, that is what we have planned for the rest of this week.
Yes.
An entire week of streams. Imagine that.
An entire week of streams. No interruptions.
No interruptions this time.
No interruptions.
New.
We shouldn't have very many interruptions for the month of May. We have one stream that we may cancel because we are planning on going somewhere that does dinner theater, and they only do weekend night shows. So we might have one that has to be canceled towards the end of May, and there may have to be 2 canceled potentially in June for us going to a Pride Parade. But other than that, I think we're pretty good on not having to cancel for a while.
Incredible.
Well, I will have a Wednesday, I think, that comes up also next month.
Oh.
Maybe this month.
I see.
I have to go out for work drinks.
Oh. Imagine that, having to go and be social.
Specifically, I have to go out and, turn down every 5th drink offered to me because, they try to get me drunk. Because not enough people show up, but they gotta spend the budget. So they're like, come on, everybody, have $30 scotches. Let's go.
Shots.
They're like, $30 scotches. And I'm like, I'll just take a single margarita, but $30 scotch. And I'm like, oh my god, please, I just want a single margarita, then I want to go home. Yeah, there was somebody who had like 7 drinks last time, so...
Oof. I see.
Yeah, that person alone drank well over $100 worth of alcohol. And apparently he had more after I left, so... He had like half a bottle of wine after I left.
Son wants a cocktail.
You're not allowed to have a cocktail, you're too young. No. Psh, bap.
Come to Scotland.
Yeah, go to Scotland. You can drink in Scotland.
Take us with you, and then you can have one.
You can drink in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
We should totally, actually celebrate your 21st together when it happens, though. Considering we'll probably still be here.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
That is sad.
Not that we'll still be here with you, that's sad. Just the fact that we'll still be here. Sad. Sag.
But yes, when it becomes your 21st birthday, we should celebrate together.
Yeah, we can go out somewhere, we can come back to the crypt and just make drinks here and watch bad TV, whatever.
Yes.
Either way. Anyway, we have raid today, I think.
Oh, we can raid today?
Yes, Lady Chaos VTuber, Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I will not be sticking around because I plan on playing this game and I do not want spoilers of any form. I'm planning on getting through some of the Borderlands before I get to it, so it's going to take me a while, but I still don't want any spoilers.
No spoilers.
So I'm going to go in, be like, hello, I'm raiding, and then fuck off. But hopefully other people will enjoy.
Hopefully.
Because it's supposed to be a really good game.
She's fun. She's fun to watch. She's so...
She is.
She is, as her name says, chaotic in the best way possible.
We only raid fun people.
Yes.
Or, occasionally maybe countdown clocks if they're live.
Countdown clocks. I'm still not over that. My mom said she was going to ask my sister about that and find out what the fuck was going on. And I need to get in contact with her again and be like, did you ever find out what the fuck the countdown clock was about?
Oh, did you tell people that it was your sister's boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if you told people.
I mean, it was also easy to find out because the countdown clock was also messaging in the Discord server without joining, so I was like, who the fuck is this? And yeah, so I asked my mom and was like, can you figure out what the fuck the countdown clock was counting down to?
Right.
Like, I must know.
Must know. But anyway, I am hungies. I am withering away. So keep it creepy.
Keep it weird.
And most importantly, stay queer. Bye.
Bye.